So I got to ask you, the elephant in the room is the trade and tariffs. I mean, that is such a big issue with people, and even it's died off just a little bit, but it's still a big issue, and it eclipses so much. So can you even look through the fog, and can you model out past this, even for the early season, Duane?
I think we've already been through the initial impact, the greatest impact that'll happen. Typically, history tells us some of these boycotts, tariffs, if you will, have a fairly short lifespan. I think over time, in the next 6 to 12 months, this will subside somewhat. There was some initial impact, but it also happened before the season started, and so it didn't. I don't think it had the effect. But I think as time goes by, a lot of the people who've canceled reservations will come back and rebook, and we'll wind up at the end of the day. I think there's just an early arrow in the war, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say uncertainty is bad for business. Fear is worse. So, I think what we're seeing now is fear, which we haven't seen that much. That's bad, but it's not going to be as bad for us. Our Canadian business is mostly snowbirds. I don't think it's going to be as big an impact on them. And we're really more so about domestic visitors than we are about the international visitors. So I think it's going to be a tough year for international, but that's not going to have as big an impact on us.
It's funny what you talk about the Canadians and the travel and trade, and Canadians loved Myrtle Beach and the Grand Strand, and still do, I know, in large part. So is that a meaningful hit that Canadians are now worried about traveling to the United States?
It was, Myrtle Beach Can-Am days take place in March, and so that has had an impact on travel in March, and so. But at the end of the day, they've been coming since the 1960s, so there's a strong relationship with Myrtle Beach, as you just pointed out, with Myrtle Beach and the Canadian traffic. So I think at the end of the year, we'll catch up with some of that.
So when you look down the road, and really, what's your best guess that 2025 tourism growth, travel growth, is it going to be growth? Will it be flat, or is it going to surprise you with something else? You can't do that.
I think it's flat to a small percentage, somewhere between flat and 3 or 4%.
I'm hoping for flat. I think visitation will be down. Spend hopefully continues to increase, and hopefully that'll balance it out. So I'm hoping for flat.